Everybody, sorry about last video.
So you have to make sure that along with your passion, there's a skill you can gain to
My
make yourself
tablet
effective
just
in that area. But the only way
cut
to know
off.
is by putting yourself in different environments
I
and
couldn't do it.
experiencing it. You can't just do it in your head because
In
we're
French
terrible at
tablet.
predicting what's really going to fulfill us. But I'd also say, you'll have a lot more. You don't even have to know what your final version is to already have a business on the side that has no employees and you only have to work on a few hours a year, and that's becoming an owner. Like, the biggest problem in our society today is young people, they like socialism, a lot of them talk about it, because they've never been a socialist country. I was in the Soviet Union when it was the Soviet Union. It made me a capitalist. It wasn't equal. It is not fair. They have no idea what that really is. It's not just free money. And the reason is we haven't taught them to tap into free enterprise. I'll give you a simple example. Do you have an iPhone?
Yes.
Have you bought several over the years?
Yes.
Me too. I've had every iPhone since the beginning, right? So I decided, I was trying to help this young person understand this. So I went online and I figured out the exact prices of every iPhone. We totaled it up. It's $20,326 bucks, I think it is. It's over 20 grand. 20,653. Then I went and said, let's see if we bought that same iPhone. The first one in 2007 was $604. Well, let's buy $604 of stock at the same time of Apple, right? And every year, whatever they spent on the phone, we bought those shares of Apple at whatever the price was. You know what's worth today? $204,000. So instead of being out 20 grand, you have 204. That's being an owner instead of being a stupid consumer. And so it's, by the way, today you can have fun with this. So like, if you're worried about the stock market, part of why I wrote this book is because there's all these other options that aren't tied to the market. The market can crash, and sports teams go crazy. Sports teams have produced, check this out, an 18% compounded return for the last 11 years. But you can go back all the way to the 60s and 70s when people weren't making any money in the market and you were getting 16% compounded returns. It's mind-boggling. One of my dear friends, Peter Guber, we own some sports teams together, and he owns the Dodgers, the Warriors. We own together the LAFC, have a little piece of the Dodgers, a little piece of the Warriors. And what's amazing is, I remember when he bought the Dodgers, it was $2 million he paid for them. And if you look at the newspapers at that time or watch the media, they all went crazy. No one's paid more than $800 million for a baseball team. The Dodgers are a great team. Maybe they're worth $1 billion, but not $2 billion. This guy's crazy. He'll never make the money. So I went to Peter and I go, Peter, I know you're down low, dummy, and I want to join you in this, but how are you going to make money spending $2 billion on this? He said, Tony, he goes, I've made 52 Academy Award nominated films. He goes, I like cliffhangers. I'll announce on Tuesday. When you hear it, call me up and we'll go party together. So sure enough, here on Tuesday, I call him. He sold the local TV rights for the Dodgers in one day for $7 billion and made $5 billion in a day. Because of cord cutting, sports now have become a different thing. They're not just butts and seats. They have a monopoly, right? Your fans are fanatics and they're multi-generational. They own the real estate, and now the media is everything. Of the top 100 shows this last year, 92 of the top new shows in the United States were sports. You can't binge on them, and you got to watch it real time. You got to watch the commercials, and that's what makes them so valuable today. So, and people can own a piece of a sports team. You got to go decades to make enough money, get enough reputation to be part of buying a sports team. Today, there's a couple companies, small ones, that know how to do this and have the relationships in every sport: NBA, Major League Baseball, the National Hockey Association, National Hockey League, and Major League Soccer. The only one's not done it yet is the NFL. And they announced 2 days ago in the New York Times that in 6 weeks they're going to make a decision. And looks likely they're going to probably join this as well. So that now people can have the fun of being an owner, but also the returns that are much greater than the stock market, and it's not tied to the market. So if you're worried about that, you need diversification. Just another great opportunity. So while you're looking for your ultimate purpose, why not set a financial security along the way? Even if you're starting with tiny amounts of money, you can create financial freedom along the way while you're having what you find to be your ultimate dream.
Love it, man. Tony, thank you so much. The book, again, is called The Holy Grail of Investing. Really appreciate your time, Tony. I'd love to continue our dialogue as we both progress, man.
I look forward to that. By the way, I want everybody to know, if you get the book for yourself, I'm donating, as I've done for my last 3 books, 100% of the money to Feeding America. We've provided over 1 billion meals in the last 8 years in this book and my additional donations. But while you're helping yourself, you'll be helping somebody else in need too.
Love it, man. Thanks so much, Tony. Appreciate it.
ladies and gentlemen, I want to start with something straight from my heart. People don't come to me because I have answers. They come to me because I've spent over 4 decades finding the questions, the ones that unlock potential, that shatter limitations, and ultimately create a life on your terms, a life that's not merely survived, but truly lived. Because let's face it, there's no shortage of people out there with advice. What's rare is guidance that gets people to take action and sustain their life, especially at the top. Now, why do the wealthiest, the most influential people, billionaires, power players come to me? It's a question I get asked all the time. These are individuals who have it all right: money, fame, power, and influence. And yet when it comes down to it, they're just like anyone else in the most important ways. Because beyond the material stuff, beyond the power, they want what we all want: growth, fulfillment, purpose. And more often than people realize, they're dealing with levels of pressure, isolation, and scrutiny that most people can't even imagine. See, when you're a billionaire or a high-level executive, the stakes are sky high. Every decision you make impacts thousands, maybe millions of lives. There's no room for error, and that's a heavy weight to bear. They're constantly surrounded by people, but they're alone in a sense because there's so much on the line. The stakes are so high, and that requires clarity, resilience, and a level of emotional mastery that most people don't get a chance to develop because they don't need to. When people at that level come to me, they're looking for someone who's not afraid to challenge them. They're looking for someone who's been in the trenches for over 40 years, who's coached Olympic athletes, presidents, innovators, and legends. And I get in their face.
Well,
Because at that level, they
I
don't need
don't
someone to
know
make them
that
feel
was
comfortable.
Mr.
They need someone who will make them
D's.
uncomfortable in a way that pushes them to
Didn't play them in
But
quite
it's
a
not
long
just about
time,
pushing, it's about
so
understanding. I've spent a lifetime understanding the psychology of success, and I'll tell you something critical: success leads
Go to your room because
There
it's
are
too
patterns of thought
This
and
will record the
behavior that
volume.
you see in everyone from the struggling entrepreneur to the billionaire.
Well, take the charger with you.
And when you understand those patterns, you can harness them. It's like a code, and when you know how to break it, you can accelerate growth and results in ways that seem almost
okay.
magical. But here's the truth: I don't work that way. I work with people's minds, their beliefs, their emotions. I help them break down what's holding them back.
I know you find this a bit annoying, but
Because billionaires,
So-
power players, are human beings with insecurities, doubts, and fears. They struggle with work-life balance, with feeling fulfilled, with wanting to matter. Money might take away the struggle to survive, but it does nothing to take away the struggle to grow, the struggle to
after how do this
In
sound?
fact, it can make that struggle
Please don't
even
like
tougher
this
because
video,
they're no longer
or else,
fighting for
or else
survival,
this,
they're fighting
or
for
else
freedom.
you'll be one of
Most
these
people
guys
think
getting
billionaires
shredded
want
into
more
millions of
lives, more
pieces.
success, more accolades, more fame. But in
I
reality,
don't
they
think
want
I'm allowed to
something
say
deeper.
it on YouTube.
They want more meaning, more purpose, more connection. Because true wealth isn't about the money in your bank account or the cars in your garage. It's about the depth of your relationship, the impact you make, the legacy you leave behind. You know, I remember sitting down with one of the top business tycoons of our time. Here's a guy who's responsible for tens of thousands of employees, who's built one of the most recognizable brands in the world, and he tells me he's exhausted. He tells me he doesn't feel alive anymore. He's built this empire, and he can't even remember the last time he felt fulfilled. So what did he do? He didn't talk business strategy. He talked about his soul. He dug deep into the core of who he is and why he started this journey in the first place. Because here's the thing, folks: when you're at the top, people tend to focus on what you have. But I focus on who you are. I help people reconnect with their core, with the power. They might have overcome
Nope.
financial
Nope.
they don't experience fear in that area. It's about fear of losing relevance, fear of not being a good enough parent or partner, fear of not making a
So?
big enough impact. The stakes are higher, but the fears are the
This is
same.
a game
And one of the most
about
powerful
you
things
kill
I can do is
everybody,
help them
you
face
splatter
that
them
fear,
into jello,
understand
use that jello to get more
transform it
killing
into
things,
something
kill
powerful.
more
I
people,
help them
and
realize
become
that true power isn't in controlling everything around
things
you,
that
but
can
controlling
smash them
everything
into
within you.
mush.
True power is about mastering yourself so completely that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. You can adapt. You can thrive. And that's a lesson
More
anyone,
things that can
billionaire
smash
or
them
not,
into.
can benefit. I'll leave you with this.
Hey,
There's a reason why people at every level, in every background, in every industry, seek out guidance. Success is a journey, not a destination. And the moment you stop learning, stop growing, stop striving, that's the moment That's why they come to me, because I'm not here to give them comfort. I'm here to help them break through to new levels of
So,
meaning and impact. And that's something no amount of money can buy that impact. That's something money can buy the feeling of
sponsor for our video. This game.
knowing that every ounce of your being is in alignment with the purpose that you're growing and giving in ways that matter. These high-level achievers realize that after a certain point, wealth becomes just a number. The thrill of more zeros on a bank statement fades. The excitement of the next deal gets that elusive, and you find yourself searching for something deeper. Because at the end of the day, it's not
I'm not telling you the game's name because you're just gonna copy it. Copy my video.
Billionaires, CEOs, and world leaders come to me. They're not just looking for financial strategies, they're looking for alignment in all aspects of life. They want to feel that same drive they felt when they started from scratch, when they were nothing but a dreamer with big ideas and a fire in their belly. They want to wake up with that fire, with the sense that they're not just going through the motions, but genuinely building something that aligns
Ooh, what is
with
this?
their deepest values. Because at their core,
Jello upgrade?
they want to be inspired, they want to feel that passion, and they want
Now
to
this
create
is a
lives
proper
that they
game.
want. And let's not kid ourselves, these are
Game.
people who are just beginning. They face down
Sounds like
competitors,
gay.
survived crises, outlasted industries, and built empires. So when they realize that they're not winning in their personal lives, or
Auto clicker.
when they feel empty despite
I'm
all their
saving
achievements,
up for that.
there's a hunger in them to reclaim that sense of victory, but in a way that's truly fulfilling. They come to me because they want to understand what's missing. They want to know why, despite their power and influence, they still feel unfulfilled. That's where we start to dig deep. We examine what drives them at the core. We ask the hard questions that most people are afraid to ask, questions like what truly matters to you.
I'm sorry about this thing in the background. It's just
What are you running from?
a bit annoying for me, but it's okay. I can handle
Because
it.
believe me,
Say hello to my little cat. Silly ads. They seem to actually just gonna keep me in the
can I
game
tell you what most people do?
for
They work
these
with
ads.
millions of people all over the world.
I'm not
Most
amazing.
people. They finally commit to something they get excited about, let's say. And they go for it,
Where
and
is
they
it?
work at it. And if they're really good, they succeed and they grow in a relationship, in a business, in something, their body. And then after 7 years, somewhere in 7 to 10 years, sometimes 5, they start to question. Is this all there is? Is this really what I want? You know, why? Because we get satiated. You can have the best meal in the world. We like steak and lobster, but if you have it 3 times a day,
Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 This game is too easy. Too easy. No, I'm not doing this. Nope. Just get me into this game. Roblox. Roblox. This intelligent game. Bas.
So now lunch. Your lunch is ready.
6 months, that still don't so great anymore when it used to be your dream. There's nothing wrong with it, but your brain starts saying there must be something more. Let me give you the chemistry of transformation. If you want to transform, or you're not, and you want to know why you're not, you'll know which element you're missing. So the first step to transformation is satiation. Satiation means there's nothing wrong, it's just you're doing the same things over and over again, and it's no longer really exciting or fulfilling because it's not new. There's no newness to it. You're probably not growing as much is really the problem. It's not what you're doing, it's you stop growing. And when you get satiated, you start to think there must be a different thing in my relationship, or in my body, or in my kids, or in my business, or my finances, or my mission, or whatever. But then, if you keep going, you'll eventually get to dissatisfaction. That's the second element of the chemistry of transformation. Dissatisfaction. Now, you're not just doing something where it's not as fulfilling, you're doing the same thing and it's annoying, or it's painful, or it's like, I can't do this anymore. And now the tempo for pushing change within yourself, the chemistry is pushing you to make a bigger change. Now, people don't usually do it with just dissatisfaction, because change is a big thing. It takes energy, it takes uncertainty, pushing through. So usually you have to keep going until you hit what's called a threshold. That's the third one. Third piece of the chemistry of transformation, you hit a threshold. Threshold is when your brain goes, no more, not another day, not another hour, not a minute, I am done with it. You finally got to a point where your brain said, not another day, not another hour, it's painful the past, it's painful the present, it's painful the future, I'm done. Now, when that happens, fourth element will pop in your mind. This is how you know you're there. You'll have an insight. And the insight almost always is, it's not someone else, it's me. It's not my brother, it's not my sister, it's me. I'm the one not doing what's necessary. I'm not managing my own mind. I'm the one letting the outside world control what's going on. At some point, the truth will hit you. And it's not comfortable to know the truth. Some people will freeze and go back. But the minute you get the insight, the final piece of chemistry shows up. It's called an opening. The way I describe it, I see when people stand up, I know where they are, watching where they are in the process. And I decide, I used to kick people through the opening. The opening is a very, very dark spot that you have to jump through to get to the other side. And what makes it dark is you don't know what's on the other side. But if you had enough pain on this side, most of you will jump. But some of you right at the last minute go, I don't know what's the other side. Maybe I'll hang on to what I have. So I used to kick people through the opening. For decades, a decade and a half of my career, I did that. People thought it was the greatest thing, it was magical. But then I'd see somebody a year and a half, 2 years later, and they change back. And I go, what happened? I go, well, you didn't program me properly. And I realized I used the wrong metaphor. It's conditioning, it's not programming it, you're in control of it. I can help you, but you're in control of it. You can change your conditioning, you can make yourself miserable or happy, you can do whatever you want. That's free will. That's the one gift our Creator clearly has given us. If you doubt it, look how people behave, you'll know there's free will. And guess what? What happens is, if you don't jump through that opening, if you don't push yourself through to the other side, even though you don't know what it is, you get to start the whole thing all over again. You have to wait till you get enough satiation and enough dissatisfaction, and finally you hit a threshold again, and then the truth will stare you in the face again, and then the opening will be there, and will you jump through or not? So instead of kicking you, I give people a little nudge from right to the edge, I make them jump through so that they own the victory. So, what is it that will fulfill you? What is it that's going to give you that art of fulfillment so you have the most amazing life?
Wait a second, I
Listen
wasn't
to me for a
recording.
moment. Success without fulfillment